Now, you know, I've put this out before about politicians and how they've perverted all democracies, okay? Controlled World Economic Forum puppets. We've got doctors who perverted the healthcare system. We've got academics who absolutely have perverted science, totally perverted science. People want to know my association with academics, and I can tell you now, I would absolutely not want to be one or be party to it due to the fact that most academics are liars. The ones that break out of that and actually do support science are what I would call scientists, but definitely not academics. There is a total and absolute difference. A lot of people in the academic world believe that carbon dioxide causes global warming. That's just a lie. So they're liars. The police have perverted the law. The bankers have perverted the finance. Teachers, academics, amazing how they started getting degrees, and now they have perverted the children because they spread the same disinformation into schools to brainwash children into the transhumanist, carbon dioxide, absolute hoax and lie about climate change and other matters. Who's behind the whole thing? The synagogue of Satan. It's perverted them all. And now Satan's time is over. So Satan's now kicking and screaming and scratching, right? And that's why I always say to people, be the resistance, but know your adversary, Satan. Obviously, stalking. I've been stalked from the get-go. Anybody speaking the truth, anybody becoming prominent, speaking the truth, you will be stalked. Absolutely. You'll be trolled, stalked, super stalkers, and we know exactly, you know, what the problem is. Some people who do a lot of stalking, they have significant mental health issues. Now, those mental health problems, and a lot of them who go into institutions, unfortunately, are identified by the security services for two different reasons. One that can be discredited pretty easily. Nobody would think for 1 minute that would be funded or supported by the state apparatus. That's not true. Mental health patients have been used for quite a while. It's quite easily because they can be manipulated using drugs, etc. They can be suggested. You can suggest narratives to them. And as long as you're paying them and paying for their drugs, then obviously they're going to go along with that. So a lot of the stalkers and the super stalkers in particular suffer serious mental health issues. Well, it's a well-known thing about stalking. So let's just have a look at one of my stalkers. So here we have a character, Reynard Wills, goes with many names, by the way. Does this, channel. It's all about me. It's an obsession. It's stalking. It's obviously serious mental health problems. This character, the sim there, obviously trying to avail himself of some type of fame by stalking people. This is because there are nobodies, there are no marks. Yeah, so what they have to do is they have to create a narrative where they try and become something on the back of someone else who's making headway. This is a type of character, all right, who will attack anyone, right? But mainly this mental health issue, right? They are mental health problems that these particular people suffer due to the fact of their stalking characteristics. So this character stalked me for quite a number of years now. And here we have a more recent stalker. Here we have, now you see, conflation, you see my thumb there? So that's not a satanic sign. You can see where I've actually put that up there. So my thumb's in between my finger. Now he's trying to make out that that's some type of satanic symbol. Now this is what you call transference. That's what Satanists do. So they transfer the narrative, always talking about controlled opposition. Everybody's controlled, by the way. That's what these characters, these mental health patients, these people who suffer from these type of mental health issues, it's always about the transference of what's going on in their heads. You see this image here. Now that's actually been superimposed. That's been superimposed from actually one of this character's supporters. So one of his supporters has actually put this up, and it goes on. I mean, this is just total super stalker. They can't get you out of their head. It's always about Mark Sexton, Mark Steele. You know, he's posted links to Brigade 77. We know that the supporters of this Before You're One, it became extremely upset and disturbed when we realized that the Before You Are One is a satanic mark in a sacrifice of a young child. Calls people sex and crew mafia. Before you're 12, obviously, he says everybody's a traitor. This is what you call distrust, to sow distrust. You see, once again, there you go. You see the thumb? No mention of that, and pretending that that's some type of satanic movement. Now, pretty upset. They were extremely upset about me going down to the ULEZ groups to explain to the guys. I'll just roll that back a little bit. They're extremely upset about me going down ULEZ campaign destroyed by Mark Steele. Well, that's quite interesting, because the ULEZ guys now know that not a camera is actually a multi-photon radar gun. So you see how now we're talking about how people are handled by the establishment. The establishment don't want to know that. They absolutely do not want people in the ULEZ movement to know that what Mayor Carnage is actually installed on top of them is some sophisticated weapons system. Now, we also know, right, that people suffering from some of these schizophrenic type issues, adrenochrome, and the torturing of children and satanic ritual abuse all can cause this type of mental health problem. Yeah. So we've got the links with, we've got the links with potential, right? Substance abuse, which cause the type of issues within mental health problems. And this is another one of the reasons why the intelligence agencies use these type of characters to spread the deception, right, to increase distrust among the group. And also the most important thing is division. See, because the intelligence agencies knew when people come together, they cannot win. Okay, so that's their main purpose. All right. So substance abuse, including adrenochrome. And the reason I'm bringing into the adrenochrome is because of the satanic connotations. Before You Are One, the torturing of children before you're 1 and sacrificing them, and before you're 12, or 2 both. Now, early on in my journey, I came across this character, right? An unfortunate mental health patient, okay? What was quite interesting, she said there wasn't any 5G in the streetlights in Gateshead. She said the court case wasn't real. It was all just basically a psyop, a setup, all that sort of paranoia. And these people are paranoid, by the way. Yeah. So all that type of paranoia, schizophrenia, right? And unfortunately, when confronted with the actual truth, ended up in a mental health institution and was out of a mental health institution. And that was always a key to me to look into these type of people, because understanding where the intelligence agencies will look for assets that they can use, especially people who are clinging to reality. So this individual, we're not really sure it was a man or a woman. We think it could be a trans, a man pretending to be a woman. But what we found was had a very, very sophisticated website built on its behalf. And that website, it actually had peer-to-point software that was military grade. This person absolutely in no way, shape or form knew the sophistication of that particular tracking. So if anyone went to the website to ascertain any of the nonsense about Mark Steele and the 5G, their computers would be embedded with this point-to-point tracking Trojan software so that anywhere you sent it to, so they could infiltrate machines, networks, etc. Anyone in the freedom movement who would actually go to this particular character's website. So that was basically a PSYOP, yeah, a piece of intelligence asset. This is our the character called, he's got several names. Reynard Wilson. He operates with a guy called McToon from America, who's OSI. This character, you know, they come across as if they're just pretty amateurish. Yeah, that's just a cover for who they actually are, right? This guy's quite a sophisticated operator, far more sophisticated than before you are 12. Now, what we have here, we have a picture in the center where they were doing a talk. It was a satanic, they were signing off to each other in this Toon video. Lots of satanic symbology. Obviously, Dante's Inferno, the satanic symbol. Obviously, she's signing off the character at the bottom with his unicorn hat on, etc. So this was one of the videos that they did about me. Totally about me. Once again, an obsession that McToon had for quite a number of years, okay, until it came out that we had all of the evidence of him and all of the child pedophilia type evidence, and he sort of disappeared for a while after that was actually exposed to the general public. Now here we have this Sal Faldi, right, or David French, or Reynard Wilson. He comes with a number of different names, actually harassing someone outside a demonstrator outside of the BBC, where the demonstrator actually called the police and wanted him nicked for harassment. He wouldn't leave him alone because he's a super stalker. We also have him pushing the vaccines. This picture of him with the My Little Pony. Now, this My Little Pony, we know to be a child pedophilia symbol, okay? And it's how child pedophile traffickers sign off to each other. The picture bottom center is French with, well, another fake name, obviously, with a young boy. And obviously he likes his makeup as well. So you can see the type of character. Obviously, I'm not going to have to explain this guy's got serious mental health problems, and that's why he spends his whole life stalking me. His whole life stalking us, right? Now, he's come into the Freer recently to support this character. Now, this character admits in the document on the bottom right that he's been policing the movement from day one. Well, the question is, mainly stalking the movement, because we now know he's a super stalker. Another one who's been stalking Mad Mix. When Mad Mix shared a post from my Telegram channel, this is the character that went absolutely berserk. Went berserk. They've threatened Mad Mix. They've threatened him with violence because, unfortunately, he didn't just do as he's told. So the threats, they didn't work. And obviously, I'm just trying to bring forward the fact that obviously dressing up as police officers, okay, filming people who obviously were acquitted of a rape of a activist. This was an event outside Westminster. There was a rape allegation after that. This character, obviously with his camera there, doing press releases, etc., all getting in and taking evidence, and obviously we know who for. But dressing up as a police officer, always a bit of a, a bit of a concern. And once again, by their behaviour, you see the videos, the obsession, right? These are people who suffer serious mental health problems. Now, when they suffer those serious mental health problems, and all you do is call every single person all of the time, everybody's a shill, everybody's on the make, it's just complete and utter mental health issues. Okay, so we see that. Anybody who can't see it, well, unfortunately, you're probably suffering the same type of mental health problems. If you can't see that this is a mental health patient who has come out to support this lunatic, right, who can't help himself, by the way, who can't help himself, surrounding himself with trolls, right? And obviously, it absolutely can't handle me due to the fact that I realise what the before you are 1 and before you are 12 actually mean. Okay. You also took another post down, which also identified the fact that he is a cult member. It was on Box Clever Army. So unfortunately, I didn't snap it, but he took it down himself because he had to. She walked directly into a bear trap. So there you go. Smart them well. Okay. Like I said, I've had it from the get-go. And I've got no doubt who these people actually are. They're suffering serious mental health problems and are being used by the state apparatus to attack, to deceive, right, to create the distrust and the division that the security services require, right, so that they can stop people coming together. It's the whole purpose. You only have to look at the output. It's all negative. There's no positivity there. It's all negative to put people's heads down. Well, who can we trust? If we can't trust this one, can I trust that one? Well, I can tell you now, anybody that's on his list, I'll trust. Anybody who's not on his list, I can tell you now, I'd be suspect of. Simple as that.